Hello, my lovely. You didn't get to where you are in your business by doing shit the way that everybody else does. And you know that what got you to where you are now is not going to get you to where you want to be. And if you are listening to this podcast, it's because you want to be the go-to for what you do better than anyone else. Your brilliance is the niche. Being you, that bold, unfuckwithable presence that you've secretly been craving to set free. She is in there. And that means you will have to burn some old bridges down. And attracting your people will also repel those who are not for you. Fucking hooray. Becoming a force of nature business and brand means no more Miss People Pleaser, no more hiding your turbo brain, no more dimming down jack shit. And if you have ever been told to tone it down as a woman with ADHD, it's time to tone your shit all the way the fuck back up. That is how you create unstoppable momentum in your business and visibility that is something you've been avoiding, but that you truly want. This podcast is about stepping into your upgrade, watering down anything, never change the fucking world. You were not born to be forgettable. And as one of my all-time favorite quotes says, well-behaved women rarely make history, and nothing about you or me is well-behaved, at least not anymore. In today's episode, we're going to get a little personal. I'm going to tell you a story about my son, kind of fill you in a little bit on life right now, behind the scenes personally. And of course, the story I tell about my son is going to have a lesson for you in it. And it's going to be short, sweet, and to the point, kind of, because I'm wordy. That's why I have a podcast. And one more thing, welcome to my girl gang, the Feral Women's Club. Welcome back to the ADHD Entrepreneur, the podcast for feral ADHD women in the online coaching industry who refuse to play by the fucking rules. Yes, my name is Carrie. I'm your host. I'm the chief weirdo of Carrie Out Loud. And if you are new here, hello. It's nice to meet you. You know, you're here because you know it's time to stop the brain chaos and find a clear growth path that your brain says yes to. You're in the right place if that's you. If this episode has an impact on you, pretty please with the cherry on top. Do all the good things. Leave a 5-star rating, a review of this episode. Let me know what struck a chord for you and subscribe. Because if you subscribe, you don't have to worry about trying to remember to come back and listen. It'll just send you a push notification and you'll get a reminder. I understand your ADHD professionally and personally. So everything I share here is my 25 years of business expertise filtered through the lens of having this feral fun house of a brain. And I also want to make sure you understand something very clearly. I do not do this work to walk stages or to be put on a pedestal or to be adored or to peacock or to swing my big old eggplant around. I'm on a mission to help you get the fuck out of your own way and grow. Full stop. That's what I want. I don't need the kudos. I need you to be successful and not have burnout because I was there. And I never want that for anybody else. And it is my mission to have as many 6-figure plus coaches with ADHD running sustainable businesses, as many as possible. And my personal goal is to have touched at least 10,000 businesses over my career. And my work is for you. You need to be able to look at someone with a brain like yours and a big ass foul mouth and neurodivergent as fuck with the same magical like brain chaos that you have and say, well, shit, if she can do it, so can I. That's really why I have this podcast. And then we're going to grow your shit like wildfire together. Okay. So let's get into it. Couple of things. I'm just going to give you some little lifey updates. My husband is going to be having surgery. He's fine. We have tons of support. He is going to be okay. But that's going to be happening this month. And at the same time, my mom's wife took a spill and broke her elbow. So they may be having surgery in the same week. And there's a lot of support for my stepmom too and my mom. So that's really good. News, but it's just a little bit crazy. That's a little bit chaotic. And I am going to be hosting a masterclass. I'm not talking about it specifically yet. but I'm going to be hosting a kind of a state of the coaching industry masterclass. And I will give you more about that next week. But if you're interested in it and you want to know more about it now, send me a DM because you're an insider. I'm going to give you the insider information because it's going out tomorrow in an email as well. And so you're going to get to hear it here. Actually, just kidding. I'm going to put the link in the show notes because this is going out not this week, but next week. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm having a crazy brain day. My brain is just firing on every cylinder. My mouth is just going. So it's a little crazy, but it's good. It could be a lot worse. I promise you. So the last thing I do want to talk to you about, though, and that's like the main topic of this episode, really, is my Mancub, who's my 22-year-old one and only kiddo. He walked for his graduation from college in the spring, and he is about to finish his final college project. And he is a composer, a music composition major. He composed and created and edited and made visuals for this project. And we get to really see visually and hear his 4 years of hard work. We're going to hear it in real time. And that's really, really exciting. And by the time you hear this, we'll for sure be on the other end. Tomorrow we're having lunch together too. He's really excited to never have another college class again unless he really wants to. So that's really exciting. But he called me today and told me that he was both excited and nervous. And I told him what I tell my clients and my friends and people who are doing these like exciting things is that if you're not feeling excited and scared or nervous, I'd be concerned. I'd be worried about you. But he, behind the scenes, all throughout his 4 years in school, started building a passion project because it's something he's wanted to do since he was little, right? He went all in on his YouTube channel to grow it. And to grow it consistently the whole time he's in college, right? His channel is now at 222,000 subscribers. So for those of you who, I don't know, maybe this will give you a visual, the Rose Bowl here in LA, 2 of those plus is 222. It's a shit ton of people, right? It's amazing for one kid, right? And so it's a channel that has to do with Minecraft. So he knows it's something he loves, he's passionate about, and other people love and passionate about. And he's really wanted it since like he was 8. But it was once he got to college that he really decided to kind of get more serious about it. So we talked early in about him finding consistency and showing up how he can and finding that consistent posting rhythm. It doesn't have to be every fucking day, but what is sustainable for the long term. He also is a little bit on the spectrum. So this was kind of like music with his ears. And the reason I know that is he ran with it. And I just started seeing him figure out how to do things consistently. And he also utilized for 1 year TikTok to lead people over to his YouTube, right? So he kind of crossed, but he only had those 2 places, those 2 platforms, and that's what he focused on. And slowly but surely over time with his consistency, which is 1 long form video and 2 reel type videos. They have short form video on YouTube, right? Like a minute long. That's what he did consistently, week after week, scheduled it, recorded it while he's in college, while he's working part-time. Like, I know he doesn't have kids. I know he doesn't have responsibilities. That's a lie. His responsibility was for him going to college, working his job. And then for this was kind of his fun, his outlet, but it grew the way he wanted it to. He wanted 1,000 subscribers. That was his goal. So he surpassed that by just a little bit. But guess what else he did? This is where you need your ears to perk up. He knew his audience. He knew what he loved to create. And he showed up doing those things over and over and over and over again for the last 4 years consistently. Now, before that, he was just dabbling. He'd put a video here, he'd put a reel there, but nothing consistent. And then once he started having that consistent rhythm, and he even went out of town one time for like a week and scheduled all of his reels on TikTok or whatever they call them on TikTok for 7 days. He did that. So it was amazing. Now that he is done with school and he's been nurturing this over the last 4 years, he now earns close to $3,000 a month consistently from YouTube alone. And that's not his part-time job, none of that. So, I'm going somewhere with this. And here's where I'm going. Let's land the plane. Finding a rhythm of business that you can maintain is how you grow it. His plan was simple. It was show up, 1 long form video, 2 short form videos, let people find him. He also collaborated. He collaborated with a few other YouTubers who had a bigger following than him, and he shared audiences. And he also posted, like I think I already said this, but it was 1 time a day for 365 days. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. And this is with 18 units or so in college, because he's a music major, so he had all these little classes, even with a part-time job, even with private music lessons that he had for school, even with family events, even with going out of town. He took it seriously. And over the last 4 years, slowly but surely, 220,000 subscribers and the monetization that goes with it. You get to do this too. It does not need to look like other people's road. It does not need to be overcomplicated. It does not need to be complex. Our brains are complicated and complex. Our business needs to be simple. You know me. I bang this fucking drum about ruthless simplification. That is how we grow, right? Get to the first 10K. It's a very different road than getting to the rest of the 10Ks after that per month. But getting that first one up to that first 10K, and not only that, but getting it consistently, does not mean having a basic or bland or beige business. Simple doesn't mean basic. Simple doesn't mean lazy. Simple is actually a really smart fucking business plan for our brains when it comes to running our business behind the scenes. And if you start working more with your brain than against it, like my kiddo did, I double dog dare you, because you will be shocked at what happens when you find that consistent rhythm for you and you do that week after week after week, month after month. What else did he do? He knew his people inside and out. He gave them quality over quantity. Another drum I'm banging when it comes to content. And just know your fuck yes, dreamy ass clients, you need to know their brain inside and out and have that in your messaging and your content. And they find you, because I want to be very clear. Likes, virality, unless you're in the digital arena and selling just digital products like low ticket at volume. I'm talking anybody who's doing mid to high ticket, right? You need to make sure that you are crystal fucking clear on what you do and who you help with. And when you do those things and you marry them with your unique stack of genius, because you're multi-passionate, you get to stack all those things together to really make you stand out. Guess what's going to happen? Not only are they going to find you, they're going to come into your DMs. So I really challenge your mindset around virality, around, engagement's down, or it's low, or nobody's talking to me, or, this is saturated. Those are just excuses your brain is making, because those are things you can't control. What can you control? Take those actions. What are the things that you can control over and over again? And I don't mean control as in a controlling way. I mean, have a say in, because there's a lot we don't have a say in, but that doesn't mean that we don't get to take action and refine, modify, tweak those things to what's going on in our industry, what's going on in general, what we want to do. So I want you to please remember, and I've said this so many times, but virality and likes and comments and all of that, we are technically creators, but your job, your goal, your sole goal, your only goal before you hit consistent 10K months is conversations and connections and talking to people over and over again. And you know how you do that? With content that leads to your DMs or to a way to communicate with you. Just marinate on that. And with that, I'm going to end today's episode. A little bit of personal, a little bit of lesson, not too long. Last few episodes have been long interviews, which I hope you have loved. The last two women who came and had a coffee talks with me. They're just amazing humans. And so I hope you have listened. If you haven't, listen to the last few episodes. And if you are an online coach who is ready to be held to a high standard, but combined business growth strategy in a way that your ADHD brain won't reject, with making fuck you money as a result so that you can love your life, then my work is for you. And we do this all with ruthless simplification and positioning you and your multi-passionate ass to like stand out in a sea of sameness. So you can get in my world, in my universe, one of two ways, besides the podcast here. You can hop on to my newsletter, The Frequency, and it's exclusively for women who think or know they have ADHD. And the link is in the show notes. If you want to chat about simplifying your coaching business for growth and what it looks like to work together, book your free clarity call with me. Slide into my DMs on Instagram at Carry Out Loud, or go to the link in the show notes and jump on a call with me. It's only 30 minutes. It's not a coaching call. I get to know you. I get to know your business. I ask you questions. I use my naturally curious brain to see what's going on, see if I can find what's happening for you and help you dig into it. And then we can see if, and we do that on the call to see if we are a good fit to work together. So it's in the show notes. Until next week, I see you, I love you, and I am fucking rooting for you always. Always. Stay feral. Wish me luck tonight, that I don't cry my eyes out seeing my adult child do something this unbelievable with his brain. And I will see you next time. Bye. Oh, hey, you're still here. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. Be sure to check out the show notes for all the ways to follow me. And of course, my goal is to find and help as many women with ADHD get away from the 9-to-5 grind, because it's just not designed for our neurospicy brilliance, and there are other ways to do life. So by subscribing, sharing, and giving a 5-star review, it helps other women find this podcast as well. And if there's an episode you really love, please feel free to take a screenshot and share it on your social and tag me in it so that I can thank you personally. Until next time, you spicy brained unicorn. Bye.